Darth Maul is probably my favorite Star Wars character. This red-faced ball of rage is one of the most entertaining antagonists in the entire Star Wars universe, but despite him seemingly just kind of being a menace and, Kenobi! You don't really stop to think about what Maul himself has gone through or really feel bad for him at all. However, when looking at the bigger picture, you start to realize that this man Maul really just needs a pat on the back, man. Like, I can't help but feel bad for bro. Now, I know in the Phantom Menace he was super lame, bro had no charisma and he was just kinda cool, but that's it. But not only does Clone Wars decide to bring Maul back, they bring him back in a different time period, meaning he's been replaced and is basically irrelevant, a man out of time. He wants nothing but revenge for what Kenobi did to him, making him go psychologically insane for years, with the only reason he's surviving is so that he can get said revenge. That is until his brother Savage Opress finds him and manages to restore his body thanks to his Mother Talzin. After recovering and Savage at this point being bullied by Dooku and the others for most of the time due to not being as good as his brother, both Maul and Savage now have hatred for the Sith and have already had hatred for the Jedi. So instead, they legit form their own team and decide to try and conquer the galaxy. Bro, what a Chad, bro. However, their first goal obviously is killing Kenobi. Maul legit in every encounter he's in with Obi-Wan just tortures Kenobi, trying to give him the same pain he felt, but he gets away with a lot. And Obi-Wan himself is a man who is stuck to his beliefs even after losing everything, in contrast to Maul, who goes insane and does nothing but try to remove the one thing that made him lose everything. It would get to a point where Maul's former master, Sidious himself, would have to step in and engage with Maul and his brother due to them becoming so much more powerful. Maul, seeing his former master, obviously wants to kill him because he just replaced him like he was nothing, like he was trash. And he does pretty well, but sadly he would get slammed, losing his brother as well in the process. And after this, we would have Son of Dathomir taking place, where Maul would go on to get tortured by Dooku for weeks on end, and he attempts to escape and his mother even tries helping him, but this ends up with Maul having to leave his mom in order to live. It's weird to see just how powerless Maul is in this situation, seeing the one person who acknowledged his strength kill his mother. It was also revealed that Talzin and Sidious originally were making a deal, and Sidious just scams her and takes her kid. I'm not gonna lie, I'm editing this. I don't know why I chuckled at that. Which just makes the whole situation a little worse. Plus, the other apprentices that Sidious replaced Maul with join in and help him out. Funny how Maul not too long ago looked like the next Emperor and finally began to attain the power he was looking for, only for Sidious to take that all away. The two people who cared about Maul at all are dead, along with the majority of his race, which he witnessed. And worst of all, the dark side would begin to grow stronger as the apprentice Sidious was looking for would soon rise. Maul would also put the pieces together, realizing that the other apprentices for Sidious are just stepping stones for Vader. Maul is someone who's shown to have a tolerance to pain, and I'm not just saying that because he legit comes back from being turned into a sandwich, but we also see that his mental state is just as crazy, and after becoming borderline insane and losing everything, the only thing he can do now is get revenge. And it's not because it'll change things, but it's legit the only thing he has left. In Clone Wars Season 7, we see him trying to actually prevent Vader from appearing and potentially maybe turning this whole war around, but we know how that goes. And it should be noted here that Maul and Ahsoka at this point are just in sort of a middle point. This is why Maul specifically asks Ahsoka to join, because they are both in the same position as one another. Everything Maul believed in was a lie, and so he had to just go with his own guts, while Ahsoka, who believed that the Jedi were just trying to keep peace, simply felt like that wasn't the case and she was just used for war. The Jedi who intercept the wars and just bring peace ended up being a part of the conflict of said war. And after this, Maul would go borderline insane once again, and he eventually meets face to face with Obi-Wan. Obviously, there's more stuff he does in Rebels, but it's kind of forgettable, and I would like to mainly talk about the good stuff in Rebels. By this point, Obi-Wan knew Maul was coming, plus Maul by Rebels mentally is even worse than in Clone Wars. Obi-Wan lures Darth Maul with the same move used by Qui-Gon, and just as Maul saw an opportunity for one victory in his life, Obi-Wan used Maul's arrogance to his advantage and takes his life. Before dying, Maul would learn of Luke being the chosen one in the end, knowing that Sidious will eventually fall. And strangely enough, Maul, who basically had nothing by the time he died, didn't die for nothing. And we see Obi-Wan letting Maul rest, shutting his eyes. This shit is poetry, dog.